More than 200 killed as Air India plane crashes after takeoff in Ahmedabad, India. June 12 Reuters. More than 200 people were killed when an Air India plane bound for London with 242 people on board crashed minutes after taking off from the western city of Ahmedabad on Thursday. Authorities said in the world's worst aviation disaster in a decade, at least one person is known to have survived, police said, and the man told Indian media how he had heard a loud noise shortly after takeoff. He said that his brother Ajay was seated in a different row on the plane. "He was traveling with me and I can't find him anymore. Please help me find him," he said. Police Chief Malik said the bodies recovered could include both passengers and people killed on the ground. Federal Minister C.R. Patil said the dead included Vijay Rupani, the former Chief Minister of Gujarat state, of which Ahmedabad is the main city. Chances are there could be some more survivors among those who are in hospital. Police officer Shohari told Reuters. There are also chances that the death toll will go up. More than 50 injured are in hospitals at present. Relatives had been asked to give DNA samples to identify the dead, State Health Secretary Dhananjay Dwivedi told reporters. Ahmedabad, civil hospital students' hostel, staff quarters, and other residential areas are located in the area where the plane crashed, Dwivedi said. The residents of that area were also injured. Parts of the plane's body were scattered around the building into which it crashed. The tail of the plane was stuck on top of the building. India's CNN News 18 TV channels said the plane crashed on top of the dining area of State Run B.J. Medical College Hostel, killing many medical students as well. The passengers included 217 adults, 11 children, and 2 infants. A source told Reuters of them 169 were Indian nationals, 53 were Britons, 7 Portuguese, and 1 Canadian, Air India said. Aviation tracking site Flightradar24 said the plane was a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, one of the most modern passenger aircraft in service. It was the first crash for the Dreamliner, which began flying commercially in 2011, according to the Aviation Safety Network database. The plane that crashed on Thursday flew for the first time in 2013 and was delivered to Air India in January 2014, Flightradar24 said. Crash just after takeoff. The crash occurred just after the plane took off, television channels reported. One channel showed the plane taking off over a residential area and then disappearing from the screen before a huge jet of fire can be seen rising into the sky from beyond the houses. My sister-in-law was going to London. Within an hour I got news that the plane had crashed. Poonam Patel, a relative of one of the passengers, told news agency ANI at the government hospital in Ahmedabad. Ramila, the mother of a student at the medical college, told ANI her son had gone to the hostel for his lunch break when the plane crashed. My son is safe and I have spoken to him. He jumped from the second floor, so he suffered some injuries, she said. According to air traffic control at Ahmedabad Airport, the aircraft departed at 1:39 p.m. 0809 GMT from runway 23. It gave a mayday call, signaling an emergency, but thereafter there was no response from the aircraft. U.S. Aerospace safety consultant Anthony Brickhouse said one problematic sign from videos of the aircraft was that the landing gear was down at a phase of flight when it would typically be up. If you didn't know what was happening, you would think that plane was on approach to a runway. Brickhouse said Boeing said it was aware of initial reports and was working to gather more information. Boeing BA.N. Open's new tab shares fell 5% as the crash posed a major setback for the plane maker, as its new CEO looks to rebuild trust following a series of safety and production challenges. Aircraft engine maker GE Aerospace said that it would put a team together to go to India and analyze cockpit data. India's CNBC TV 18 reported the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board said it would lead a team of U.S. investigators traveling to India to help in the investigation. Britain was working with Indian authorities to urgently establish the facts around the crash and to provide support to those involved, the country's Foreign Office said. The tragedy in Ahmedabad has stunned and saddened us. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi posted on X, "It is heartbreaking beyond words." British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said images emerging of the crash were devastating and that he was being kept informed as the situation developed. The Buckingham Palace spokesperson said King Charles was also being kept updated. Modi's home state, the Indian Aviation Minister's Office, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi, whose home state is Gujarat, had told it to ensure all support was extended to the rescue efforts. Ahmedabad Airport, which suspended all flight operations after the crash, said it was operational again but with limited flights. The airport is operated by India's Adani Group conglomerate. We are working closely with all authorities and extending full support to the families on the ground. Gautam Adani, founder and chairman of the group, posted on X, "The last fatal plane crash in India, the world's third largest aviation market and its fastest growing, was in 2020 and involved Air India Express, the airline's low-cost arm." The airline's Boeing 737 overshot a table-top runway at Kozhikode International Airport in southern India. The plane skidded off the runway, plunging into a valley and crashing nose first into the ground. 21 people were killed in that crash. The formerly state-owned Air India was taken over by Indian conglomerate Tata Group in 2022 and merged with Vistara, a joint venture between the group and Singapore Airlines, in 2024. Tata will provide 10 million rupees $117,000 to the families of each of the dead, cover all medical expenses of those injured and help rebuild the hostel of the medical college, Chairman N. Chandrasekaran said.